The different kind of yeasts that you have available in the supermarket, so the next time you go you don't get confused. Okay, 3 main types. The first one is instant yeast, which is actually really easy to find. It's called instant dry yeast. Okay, the second kind is active dry yeast. Okay, and the third kind is fresh yeast. It's also called cake yeast. All right, on the shelf you will normally find either instant dry or active dry. Okay, what you use today is instant dry yeast. What was the texture like? Very tiny balls, right? So it was like this. Yes, they were dots, literally. Yes, they were little particles. All right, active dry is slightly larger and uneven. It looks like this usually. Okay, all right, they're larger granules, very irregular. Okay, and fresh yeast usually comes in a block. It's called fresh yeast because it's actually fresh. The very short shelf life. Okay, only about 2 to 3 weeks. Let's talk about instant yeast first. First, the name actually speaks for itself. It's instant. You don't have to activate it. You can simply just add it to your flour, and the beautiful warm humid climate have in Singapore, it activates it straight away. Here the drying process is at lower temperature. That's why you have more active yeast in there. Here on the other hand, the drying process was originally done at slightly higher temperatures, killing some of the yeast cells in it, creating a protective barrier on the outside. So the inside here still has active yeast cells, which is why when you want to use this, you have to activate it in water first. So you dissolve this in water, you add a tiny bit of sugar, and then you leave it alone until it starts to wake up. In about 10-15 minutes, it starts to wake up. It starts to produce carbon dioxide because it's eating up the sugar, all right? And your water starts to get frothy, and then you use it. This, on the other hand, is in the form of a cake. Okay, so it's got your active yeast in it, plus a lot of water. This is mainly 70% water. To use this, all you have to do is just dissolve it in water and use it straight away. You don't have to wake up the yeast because it's not dormant, it's already alive. Now, how much of what to use? All right, today you've used about 2 grams of instant yeast in your recipe. Okay, the quantity of active dry yeast is usually slightly higher. Okay, if you're using 2 grams of this, for instance, this will be very slightly higher. It'll be about 2.5 grams. Can someone explain to me why?
More dead, like dead yeast.
Dead yeast, yeah, because this has more dead yeast. That's why you need slightly more, but it's not a major difference. Okay, quantity of this, do you remember what I said? It has 70% water in it. Yes, yeah, because it has so much water, the quantity is 3 times more than this. All right, so if a recipe calls for 2 grams of instant yeast, if you want to use fresh yeast, you will need 3 times more, which is 6 grams. Okay.